All right, similar figures. So this is the definition of figures that are similar. They have to fit two criteria. So one of those criteria is shapes whose angles, their angles have to be congruent and their side lengths have to be proportional. That is the two criteria for something to be similar figures. Their angles have to be congruent. What does congruent mean? Same. Mm-hmm. And their side lengths have to be proportional. So for me, when I write notes, I hate writing down every single word. I kind of annotate it. So angles, congruent, side lengths, proportional. That's what I put. Proportional means the ratios have to be the same. So ratios are equal. It says it right there. Okay, proportional side lengths mean that the ratios are equal. So first thing we're gonna do is look to see if certain figures are proportional. That's the first part of today. And then finding a missing side length is the second part of today. Okay, I'm trying to stall so I don't go too fast where Carolina comes in too late. Okay, so similar figures, the angles are congruent, side lengths are proportional. Obviously, if you don't understand what I'm saying, we're going to do a couple of examples. Okay, so first example. Okay, so we want to figure out if these figures are similar. Okay, so the first thing we need to figure out is, per definition, we have to see if their angles are congruent, meaning they have the same angles. Okay. So for sakes of your notes, I would not draw this one down right now. Okay. I'm going to tell you which one I think you should draw down. If you notice, it's kind of hard to see, but here on this angle B, on this figure right here, there's two lines. Do y'all see these two lines right here? Okay. And on angle M, they have the same two lines. This is telling me the angles are congruent. Those two lines are telling me that these angles are congruent. And here, there's a one line on angle A, and there's one on angle C, and there's one line on angle L, and one line on angle N. Those are telling me all of those are congruent. So it fits the congruent category. What we need to figure out is if the side lengths are proportional. What we need to figure out is if the side lengths are proportional. This is the part where I need you to kind of correspond with me, okay? So I'm going to try to go as slow as possible to make sure everyone understands, because if you understand this first slide, the rest of this is going to be super easy, okay? So side length, I'm looking at the small figure first. Side length AB, I'm going to highlight it yellow. Side length AB. I want to figure out which side length on this bigger figure goes with or corresponds with side AB. So like, which side on the big figure is the same side as side AB, side length AB? LM, yes, side LM corresponds with side AB. So I'm gonna highlight both of these yellow because they're both on the left-hand side. They're both facing the same direction. So side AB goes with side LM. Okay, I'm setting up a proportion. What is side AB? What is the side length of side 5? What is the side of LM? 25. So 5 over 25, if I use my calculator, 5 over 25 is 1/5 or 0.2. Okay, so I'm gonna just write 1/5. So we're trying to see if all of the side lengths have the same proportion. If they do, then they are similar. All right, I'm gonna use blue now. So side BC, which side corresponds with the other figure for side BC? MN. So BC and MN. Notice what I'm doing. When I'm doing my proportion, I put the small figure on top and the big figure on bottom. Well, if I do that, I have to do that for all the proportions, okay? So I have to keep, if I'm doing small over big, I'm gonna have to do that for each one. So what is the side length of side BC? 7. What is the side length of side MN? 35. So let me use my calculator. 7 over 35 is also 1/5 or 0.2. Okay, so the proportions are looking like they're going to be equal. Let me just keep going for example's sake. Am I going too fast?
No.
Zoomies, if I'm going too fast, make sure you tell me. Okay, side length.
Not for a second so I can write everything down.
Yes, but for this slide in particular, if you can write it down, of course, I want you to, but there's other slides I'll say I prefer to get written down. But go ahead and write this down if you want to, okay?
So you just like measure, you just look at the angles and like put them like in a fraction form, then divide them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
What if you did the big, so let's say you put 35 on top and 30 on the bottom.
Great question. So yeah, so her question was, what if you put the big figure on top and the small figure on bottom? It will give you a different number, but it'll be the same thing. If I put big over small instead, you still will get the same equal proportions. So let me keep going. So size CD, what side corresponds with size CD? NO, So side NO. And that's 5 over 25 as well, which is 1/5. So we already did that. And then the two bottoms. So good. So side AD and LO would be 7 over 35, which is 1/5. So all the proportions are equal. So does that mean these are similar figures? Yes. Okay. So what I would do if I am going too fast, I would take a screenshot of this to have in your notes. Okay. So the angles are congruent and the side lengths are proportional.
But does this still have to do with translation?
Yes, this is helping us. Transformations, yeah, this is gonna help us with our next one, which is dilations. So it's gonna help us set up how to figure out dilations when we get there.
I have a question like about the lines. So you said that if the lines are there, does that mean that they're always like?
Yes. So if the lines are there, it's telling you which sides are congruent with which one. So like since there was 2 lines on angle B and 2 lines on angle M, those told me those are congruent angles.
What about the one?
So those are telling me that angle A, angle C, angle L, and angle N all are congruent angles as well. So because they share the same type of
So the two
marking.
Are saying, like, those are the same corners of the
Perfect. You said it way better than I said it myself. Yes, perfect. Okay. If you're on Zoom, I would take a screenshot of this so that I can move on, okay? Yeah, go ahead. Y'all should be on the Nearpod though. So, but it's not showing up. Oh, I forgot. It's not showing up on y'all's screen. Yeah, duh, Miss Patterson. I'll try to use a better colors. I didn't really think that through. Okay. So on your screen now, you have a draw it. Okay. We want to figure out if these are similar. I'm already going to say the angles are congruent. It shows you that angle G and angle D are equal. Angle H and angle E are equal. And angle J and angle F are equal. What I want you to do is prove to me that the side lengths are proportional. So you're going to need to set up 3 different proportions. So I'll start you off in case you're confused. So for example, you can write it on the Nearpod. Does your screen have the draw it on it? Yeah. I'll tell you which ones I definitely want you to write down. So for instance, side GH is between the 1 and the 3 lines. It's the same thing as side DE. So I would write GH over DE and GH is 20, DE is 15. And if I divide that, 20 over 15 is 1.3 repeating. So you're trying to see if all those ratios equal.
So it's 1.3, but like the thing is, the line at the top is repeating.
Mhm.
So you divide it.
Mm-hmm. So figure out the other two corresponding sides and then set up a ratio for them or a fraction for them. Okay, I'll just ask this out loud. Which side corresponds with side JH?
Yeah. No.
I was like, what did you
No.
say? Yeah, EF, you're right. EF, uh-huh. So I'm gonna put JH over EF or HJ over whatever. Okay, and that's 24 over 18. What does that equal? 1.3 repeating. So then we only have one more left to see if those are corresponding or not. Perfect. Okay, I won't do it. Okay, so Emily said GJ over DF. So 12 over 9. What'd y'all get? 1.3 repeating. So since they're all the same, that means they're similar, right? All right, let me see what how people did. Take a screenshot of this if you need it, but I think you're good. If you did the first one, you should be pretty good on this part. All right, so let me look. Oh, that's okay. Let's see, this person, oh, this person typed it out. Okay. So I like this person. So I'm gonna share this person's screen real quick. This person,
This person is the person.
I don't know, because I don't have their name. I blocked out their name so no one gets embarrassed. This person put the small over the big. So they got, 0.75, which is the same thing. They all got the same ratio. They did small over big and it got them the same ratio. Even if you did big over small, a different number, but they all should be the same ratio.
So as long as they're the same number, it's okay.
So like this person, awesome. They put big over small, big over small, big over small, and got 1.3 repeating. So since they were all 1.3 repeating, the ratios were equal. This is proportional. Let's see. Let me go back to that person who did small over big. And so in this person did small over big, they got 0.75 as their ratio. Now I'm like curious who the names were. Oh.
No, okay, that was me, but I spelled similar wrong.
Oh.
Comma, air.
Oh.
Stupid
Oh, okay.
typo.
I shared Alara's and I shared Esther's. Awesome, guys. Good job. Oh, it's okay. I don't want to take too long because I don't want y'all to
Yeah, okay.
have
Just gotta make sure I spelled
homework or
correctly.
anything. Yeah. Okay. This one, be careful. Notice what's wrong with the two
Upside
shapes.
down.
One's upside down. So be careful. The corresponding sides might be a little harder to tell. You could like turn it over periodically, or you could turn it over yourself so that you can make sure you get the
just
correct
match it,
format.
like if the right one is for the left. Okay. So the
Mhm.
small- yeah. So the right one is for the left and the
Mhm.
left is for the right.
Yeah. If you can visually, some people, like for me, I can't sometimes see that, so I have to turn it around to be able to see it. But some people are able to see it like that.
So we can do it like any way, like we can do that. So like I could do the bigger one first.
Yes, ma'am. So great question. You can do big over small. If you do big over small, do big over small for each ratio. If you do small over big, make sure you're doing that for each ratio. Just keep it consistent.
This one has to be 4.
Mm-hmm. All right. So submit what you have, even if you're not done. So submit what you have, even if you're not done. That's okay. If you're doing it on your paper, that's fine because I can see you. So even if you're not done, submit what you have. All right, I'm gonna use this person's. They beautifully color coded. Okay. I see what the color coded. All right, so whoever this is, awesome. They showed with their colors which sides were corresponding. And they did the big over small and got a ratio of 1.5. And since they all were 1.5, this means they are proportional. I'm gonna share this person. Huh? Oh, it's okay. This person, they did small over big and got a ratio of 0.6 or 2/3. Awesome. So this is proportional. So either way you do it, again, just make sure you stay consistent with your ratios. Good job, guys. I'm liking it. Come on, let me close it. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna skip this one. Now here's the question. What if I have a missing side? This is what you can write down in your notes. what did I have a missing side? So draw these two triangles real quick. And write down those numbers. We want to figure out, well, okay, they're telling me these two figures are similar. Okay, but one side is missing. And I need to figure out that missing side. I'll stop so everyone can write. Oh no, don't tell me I forgot my wallet. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out a missing side, but before we do that, let's talk about which sides correspond with which side. So I'm gonna just ask random people. So I want to figure out what side corresponds with 4.5. Esther, what side corresponds with 4.5?
4.5.
X, yes. So the 4.5 and X. So over here, I'm going to write 4.5 over X. Okay. So I'm going to do this just like I was doing all the other ones. Alara, which side corresponds with the 6? 4. So I'm going to put 6 over 4. Zoomies, please don't hang up if I call your name. It's not that big a deal. You'll be okay. Trip, what side corresponds with 7.5?
5.
Awesome. So now I have all these ratios, but I want to figure out what X is. Does anyone have any idea of what I could do to figure out that missing X? Carolina?
You can do proportion.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me, like, can you just,
Like you divide, you multiply 4.5 and 4, and then you divide it by 6.
okay, so you want to set up a proportion between these two proportions right here. Awesome, let's do that. So 4.5 over X equals 6 over 4. So if I know that they're similar, I know that their proportions should equal. So I can set them equal to each other and solve. So 4.5 over X should equal the proportion of 6 over 4. And from here, all I'm doing is cross multiplying. So Carolina already told us we're going to multiply 4.5 times 4. Let me just get my calculator. 4.5 times 4 is 18. And 6 times X is 6X. So someone tell me what to do from here.
You put it in the, you put
Okay, and then what?
no. Multiply 6 times.
Divide by 6.
Divide by 6. Yes. So I know that because 6 and X are multiplied together. So to get rid, because you want to figure out X equals. So to get rid of the 6, I'm going to divide by 6. So that means X equals 3. There's my missing side. So do you see how we kind of already done this at the beginning of the year? Now it's just with actual figures. Here's a question I might get. Well, Ms. Patterson, can I use the 7.5 over 5? Will that also give me the same answer? Absolutely. If I did 4.5 over X equals 7.5 over 5, it should equal the same thing because all the sides are proportional. So 4.5 times 5 is 22.5 equals 77.5X. Divide both sides by 7.5. I should still get X equals 3. Ask me questions if you don't understand. Please, please, please. Yeah, I hope so. That is my hope.
How big is 22.5?
4.5 times 5.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm showing that it doesn't matter which ratio you set it up with, it should give you the same answer. May I move to the next slide, or does anyone need to screenshot this or take a picture? Okay. Oh, this is the same one. So this is me this is the same picture. Oh, it kind of lines up pretty well there. All right. So this is a poll question. You are finding, what does it ask you to find? Which one though? There's an X and there's a Y. X, okay. So find X. So we're finding X. There's right here. So I'm gonna ask like a couple people to share once you finish this one, because there can be so many different proportions you can set up for this.
Miss Patterson,
Yes, Kaylee?
what's the code again? Cause I got logged out.
Let me go see. Sorry, I'm like trying to click through it. The code is 6G8 and 4.
There's two variables.
Do not worry about the Y. Just find the X.
So like how do we
So use one of this. So one of your proportions is going to be the one with the X in it. So whenever let me go back to the screen.
did I just not use JK?
Yes, do not use GK. So just not use LP and GK. So you will not use those sides.
Only you have to use like X over food.
Yes. All right. Anyone want to share their proportions with me? Someone in the room, share your proportions. Emily, go ahead.
X over 8 equals 9 over 6. And then I multiply and divide by 72, so 6x divided by 72 is 12.
Awesome. So she did the big over small. So X over 8 equals 9 over 6. So 9 times 8, 72. 6 times X is 6X. Divide both sides by 6 and get X equals 12. Awesome. All right. Someone else give me their proportion. What proportion did you set up? Carolina?
So I use X over 8 equals 6. Wait, 6 over 4.
All right.
And it gave me 12.
Awesome, because 8 times 6 is 48 equals 4x. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 12. Anyone do a different one? Anyone on Zoom do a different one? All righty then. Good job. So the biggest thing is identifying which one the corresponding sides are, and from there, setting up a proportion. All right, seriously, if there's any questions, any confusion, please do not be scared to ask. I'd rather you understand than anything else. Yes, ma'am.
So like if so you just take X and then you take the other part of the shape
Mhm.
and you take it from like
So that, okay, like Emily did like x8
Mhm.
equals 9/6. Like, so you just cross multiply that.
Mhm.
And then the other way, like when you're not trying to find x, you do it like where you do each portion.
Mhm. So if we wanted to figure out like by what proportion are the sides proportional, then you can just set up each proportion.
Yeah, because I did it the other way.
Okay. So do you understand the way to find the missing side?
Yeah, you like you put it with x, and then you put it with the other side, and then you do like 9 on the other side.
Mhm.
And then you cross multiply it, and then you take the then you put it in the proportion to that, and then like 6x, whatever the number is with the x, you multiply that with both sides, and then
Yeah, so whatever number's with the X, you divide it and you'll get the answer. Good. Okay. Let's see how we did on the poll. I don't even know how everybody did. Let's see. Okay, for the people who answered. Okay. Good job, everybody. All right. Put your answer in. Put your answer in. 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. All right. Here's another one. We're looking for C. Looking for C. Notice though, before we start like just writing proportions, notice where this line is, this angle A and angle P are the same. Angle C and angle Q are the same. So C and 4 go together. So notice you have to look at the angles and where the angles are. So I'm gonna color. So this one's like turned around a little bit. So for this one, there's really only one proportion you can set up. I didn't remember this one from last year. Oh. This one you might be able to do in your head. One of my zoomies, y'all want to go? My zoomies. Anyone from Zoom? Anyone from Zoom? Tell me what proportion you set up and what answer you got.
we're working on it.
Okay. Anyone finished with it that would want to share? All right, Alara, go ahead.
So you do C over 4, and then you do 10 over 5, and then you multiply 10 and 4, which gives you 40, and then you multiply 5, C, which gives you 5C, and then you multiply 5 and 5 on both sides, which gives you 8.
All right, and divide by 5 on both sides, and it gives you 8. Good job. So this is really the only proportion you could have set up. You could have done it where it was 4 over C equals 5 over 10, and that would have gave you the same answer. Okay. Okay, so this is feel like making sense?
Yeah.
We feel confident with this? All right. All right. Okay, so this is the last one we're gonna do. This is the last one we're going to do. This one's a little bit more complicated. Look at the figure. there are two triangles in this figure. Do you see the two triangles? Just take a minute and look at it. There's two triangles. There's two triangles. Does anybody see the two triangles? Can someone tell me what one of those triangles' dimensions are? Go ahead, Carolina.
18, 50, and 12.
All right, so the big triangle has 12, 18, and 15. Can someone tell me the other triangle? Does anyone see the other triangle? Emily?
5, 4, and 6.
Perfect. There's a small triangle inside the big triangle, and it's 5, 4, and X. So a lot of people get these wrong because they don't see the two triangles. So find X. Find out what X is. In all these in this particular problem, I highly recommend always drawing it out to the side, splitting the two triangles up, because if you're trying to do it with them combined, you're going to get confused with all the numbers and stuff. Split the two triangles up and then do it. If someone's on Zoom and doesn't see the two triangles, please let me know.
So what is the 18 and 12?
So 18 is giving you the big triangle's side right here. And the 12 is giving you the big triangle's bottom side. So I wish I had like a highlighter feature here where I could highlight this, but.
This answer is 6x.
Good. I'm trying to go slow, so if I'm going too fast, just let me know. But there's someone on Zoom. Can I get a volunteer on Zoom to tell me what proportion they set up?
18x equals 12 over 4.
All right, 18 over x equals 12 over 4. All right, so when I cross multiply, I get 12x equals, what's 18 times 4? 72. Divide both sides by 12, and I'll get x equals 6. Awesome. Someone else on Zoom, can you give me another one, another proportion you set up, a different one? Juan Carlos.
Okay, so I did 18 over x and 15 over 5.
18 over x and 15 over 5. Okay. We did 18 over x and 12 over 4. All right, cool. So 18 times 5, 90, and then equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5, x equals 12. Good job. Good, guys. Y'all just totally beasted this lesson. Good job. Absolutely. Anyone else have one they want to share if they did a different one? Is there a different one you could do? I guess you could do small over big. Okay. So y'all did like x over 18 equals 5 over 15? Okay. Good. Was your class good or bad last year? Like, were the people in the... Yes, Alaire?
So when you did 18 over x equals 15 over 5, and the 15 would not be x.
Yeah, so 15 times, oh, I put 5, my bad. Thank you, Lara. So that should say 15x and divide both sides by 15. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, why did I put x equals 12? What am I doing, guys? No one's stopping me.
The answer 6.
Yeah. LOL. How y'all just gonna let me write the wrong thing? All right, x equals 6. Yes. People probably are like super confused. Like, what? X equals 6, x equals 12. What? What's the answer?
I was gonna ask you how is it 12, but then also now kind of.
I don't even know. That didn't make any. My answer was wrong, anyways, because when I had 90 divided by 5, that don't even equal 12. So, anyways, so sorry for the recording. Let me restate that. 18 times 5 equals 90. 15 times x is 15x. Divide both sides by 15. X equals 6. Okay. All right. So we're gonna not do this. We're not gonna do this. But what I am gonna state is that I need to make sure everyone sees the two triangles or the two drawings, right? The person in the 17, so the 6, 17, and we don't know that side would be a triangle. And then the big one is 102 on the bottom and H on the side, okay? So we just got to make sure we can see the triangles. This one, you can't figure out the answer. All you could do is set up a proportion. Because, yeah. You would not be able to figure out the answer.
H and 6 and 17.
Awesome. So I'm going to write down what Emily just said. H over 6 and 102 over 17. What could be a proportion you could set up? Oh, wait, hold on. 102. Yes, over 17. Okay, yes. Oh, wait, you could figure this out. Oh, yeah, you could. You could figure this out. So you could multiply 6 times 102 and 17 times H. So that is one proportion you could set up. Thanks, Emily. All right. So let me stop the recording.